values, and we're going to work
Oh,
with
those are
CIE
perfect.
values. Does that ring a bell? The
Oh, of course
CIE?
it does.
Tell us what that is.
Yeah, all about the color, all about different intensities of the color. And this
Yeah.
is linked back to a scientific chart. So it's not like we're just making up different colors.
Yes.
So that is what standardizes it. That's what gives us what we want to look and what we want to work with. So that is an important one.
And where might our viewers be familiar with using that color
Oh,
scale?
they may be familiar with it from the MPC test,
It
which we
is.
use for oil analysis.
That's correct. Okay, so in that case, we're using the same measurement system to
Mhm.
look at changes in appearance of what started out as a white patch,
Yeah.
right? Because we want to see the accumulation of varnish on that white patch. So we look at the color bodies, we see how much that changes. Sometimes it's very faint, sometimes it's a maybe
Yes.
yellowish color to a caramel to a brown, and sometimes it's downright
All
black.
the
And,
way,
and
yeah.
at that point, you've got a lot of nasty things
Yes.
accumulated in your oil. So we're looking at it the same way. It's not quite the same. The
Mhm.
mechanisms aren't the same, but when grease ages, you
Yeah.
will see those color changes. When
Yep.
contaminants accumulate in grease, you will see those
You see
color
it.
changes. So we can see both, and if we remember the values that the CIE gives us, we got the delta E, right? And that's what
Yep.
we use. But then there's
Mhm.
also 3 different parameters that are related to
Uh-huh.
that, which are L star, A star, and B star. A star and B star are related to the hue or color of
Mhm.
of what we're looking at, and it looks at kind of it in the red, blue, yellow. I forget what the 4th color is, but they have it broken down into 4 colors, and you're basically getting kind of a vector representation of which colors represent this. And then the L star is the darkness versus lightness.
Yes.
So you can have a red grease that just gets dark over time,
Mhm.
and you'll see the L star values change, but maybe not much budging on the A and B star. And now that's my grease. It just got
Mhm.
darker with
Yep.
time. But if it starts to migrate from the red vector over to the purple vector or blue and
Yes.
red, now you know that there's a different color that's been introduced. And that's really helpful when we have multiple colored greases in
Yes.
our facility and we want to be able to pick up that color variation. So
Mhm.
we have it as a result of that test. And I want to show something else with this. You were able to see my screen decently there?
Decent. I could see the diamond for
Yeah.
sure, but it's a little bit difficult to make out the text.
Well, let me change the diamond up because
Yeah.
this software, and it's all Bluetooth to the
Oh,
spectrometer that's
wow.
down
Good.
here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there's going to be a different setting here, which is a compare setting. And can you
Ah.
see the diamond? It's just lines now. But
No, I can't really
okay,
see it as
there's
well.
there's now 2 halves to it. So
Okay.
I'm going to click on one half, and I'm going to bring up a saved color, and then I have a library of
Ah.
all these different greases. And I say,
Right.
okay, I know what this is. This is this particular grease,
Mhm.
which
So we
is
could
this.
compare.
And now that's
Ah.
the
Okay.
appearance
Now
of
I
my
see
new
it.
grease. Okay. And then for the other one, I'll just go back. I'll run this again. I'll hit scan with Nix Pro. And I put this down into the
Make
closed
sure.
position again. I scan it, and it produces that
Ah.
output. Now, what you have is the new grease there on I guess that's our left,
Yeah.
and
Left.
then the sample on the right. And it's pretty
Right.
obvious the difference there, right? We can see
Yes.
that visually. And this is something that can be helpful putting into a report or
Yes. It
emailing a
would be.
screenshot of this on to somebody saying, whoa, we've got
We have
unexpected response
changes.
here. And right below it, there's delta values. So the delta
Right.
E for this is 28.7.
Ooh. Oh
That's just
boy.
and remember when we do delta E for the MPC testing,
Mhm.
it's relative to the white patch, right? So we're saying
Yes,
how
it
dark it's
is.
gotten. Here, it's a delta between the new grease that's in our
Ah,
library and this grease, which is coming from a machine that's using that. So,
that's
so
interesting.
delta 28.7, that's more than just a little bit of a
Yeah,
color change that we
that's a
expect.
lot.
It's
Yeah.
quite a bit. We might be content with it, changing mostly in the L star values and a delta E of let's say 10 to 15, something
Right.
like that. but you're getting up close to 30 here. And this is something that's, you're probably going to wonder, should I have let the grease go that long? What other color bodies are getting in there? Is the grease degrading and oxidizing? It doesn't answer all of those questions, but it flags it. And it says, this is a sample that we need to investigate further. And if we think about the idea of having a mini lab, that's really what we want to do. We know that the laboratory is still going to come into play and help us at some point, but